Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi. So this is from that book about the existential time-traveling teenager from the Midwest.
Finally.
He writes these journal entries, which I'll read first, and then I'll go right into chapter 1, which is a book I just finished this week. Man, if I can only read it. Inside the breath that travels before my face, there is a vision and a song with curves that lead me home and hooks that keep me holding on. There's a persistent beat to the sunrise, like the sound of men falling and women waking up. Babies that have yet to be born are wailing just beyond the skyline. Somewhere underneath it all, in upside-down alleyways, there are needles going into the red and engines that are about to catch fire. I used to think the best place to start was at the end. I mean, even if you know what happens, doesn't it make everything else easier to understand? Maybe it was my dad who got me thinking that way. He was always deconstructing things in his workshop, clocks, cars, books, trying to show me how everything comes apart. I guess it was so I could learn how to put things back together. He didn't actually say that, but I can see now it's probably what he was doing. Dad never was much for pointing out the obvious, even if it wasn't obvious to anyone but himself. But the more I'm confronted by nature, which is my word for God or life or the way things go, the more I understand why he didn't always fill in the blanks. The blanks get filled in on their own. Dad left my mom and me with a lot of blanks. And I tried successfully for the last 7 years, unsuccessfully for the last 7 years to fill them in. Then out of nowhere, they began filling themselves in. Filling in more rapidly than I could have ever imagined, until there was so little space that I became claustrophobic. I had to get out. I had to do something. So do I begin at the end? No. And I say this with as much breath as I can. No. I won't even end at the end. Because there is no end. Once you get there, you'll see what I mean. The word past, the word future, they're directions, not destinations. They're not real. Somebody can tell you to go left or right, but there is no actual place called left or right. But there is no actual place called past or future. All these things change direction depending on where you're coming from, depending on where you stand. And anyway, all signs and all directions always lead to the same place, the present. This inescapable moment where we stand here waiting for something we know is there, but can't quite see. It's the only place we ever end up, no matter what direction we take. So I'll begin here, on the railing of the trestle bridge, where I'm standing, watching the Mississippi flow beneath me. The surface of the water appears still, but you can sense that things are moving just below the surface. The silvery glow of gasoline and chemicals give it a look of mercury. It's exactly how I feel. I'm racing on the inside, but still, we're petrified on the outside. I catch my reflection in the water and I startle, almost losing my balance. I'm 17, but I look ancient in the river's reflection. My dark strands and what my mom calls incandescent eyes fade to gray, and the ripples become my wrinkles. I wonder if this is what the river thinks of me. I wonder if it's right. I know the thoughts and words that go through my head are not what a normal 17-year-old would think. It's as if there's an ancient older part of me buried within this thick teenage husk, and now it feels as if I'm being harvested. The collective sounds from insects, amphibians, and reptiles from the banks on either side of the river is a fugue by instruments of creation that have avoided evolution. They're speaking to me in a prehistoric buzz. It's a secret code that I can't quite decipher, but I know it's telling me something. Jump. I shift my feet in nervous expectation. Now I see my father's face staring at me from the reflection in the water. Then I see my girlfriend, Sam, her endless eyes looking into me. She knows far more about me than she lets on. I wonder if it was a mistake just to leave her without letting her know how I was going. Then it occurs to me, I don't know where I'm going. Gary? It's Sam's voice. It's almost as if I can hear her. Gary? Like she's there behind me. Gary! I twist around on the railing so quickly I almost lose my balance. She is there. In her handmade cutoffs and black Converse and a broken social scene tee. She's really there. Gary, what the hell are you doing? I turn back around, facing towards the water, unable to respond, unable to cope with the fact that she's there. She stays silent. After several seconds, I realize I can't just not respond. But I don't turn around. It's not what you think, I say. I have no idea what to think, she answers flatly. The blanket of Iowa summer clings to me like saran wrap, and for a second I wish it would just suffocate me. But I don't want to die. That's not why I'm here. I don't know why I'm here, but I know it's not that. Do you love me? I ask. What do you think? Do you trust me? There's a silence before she answers. It pushes me from behind. You know I do, she says. But I'm worried. I mean, you're my dad. Even though I'm not looking at her, I can feel her lower her head. I stare at the mark on the railing below, the one I made after I saw my father leap from the exact same place I stand now. I used his old pocket knife to carve into the railing a new line each visit. It began when I was 10. It's been 7 years. I wonder if the mark's complete. Gary, is this? She pauses, trying to find the right way to say what she wants to say. I'm torn in half, with one part of me wanting to comfort Sam, who I've never known to try to put something delicately, and the other half knowing that I have to do whatever it is that I'm about to do, and I can't lose my focus or back down. I don't know what it is, Sam. I let a breath in and then out. But I know it's something. As these words make their exit, something whispers in my ear. It's time. I love you. I turn around and there's streaks running down Sam's face. I'll be right back. And I want that to be true. When my feet finally leave the railing, it's effortless, as if gravity's reversed. I'm floating, and I see blue sky. Then I'm falling, and I see the scales of the river, a silver snake. And like my father before me, I'm about to find out what's waiting on the other side of the surface.